Thanks everyone for joining. This is the CASSINI Hackathon's Netherlands info session. My name is Oliviana. I'm the head of community at EscherCloud. We're lucky to be organizing with the European Space Agency this year, the first CASSINI Hackathon Netherlands. So to get started, I'd love to introduce you to the EscherCloud Hackathon team that will be supporting our hackers over the weekend. To start, my colleague Daniela will be supporting on our marketing and media. So if you have any interesting content you'd like to share on our social media, let us know. She'll also be getting in contact with hackers throughout the weekend to stream your experience through to the central hub. Maria will be joining our team as our mentor manager, so she'll be coordinating with all the facilitators and experts to make sure you have the right expertise and support to hack with over the hackathon weekend. And finally, our colleague Xenia will be supporting behind the scenes to make sure all the tools are working for you. So if you have any tech issues, let us know and she'll be happy to help. So for those who don't know who EscherCloud is, we are a tech company on a mission to accelerate green AI and create sustainable solutions for future cities. We combine cutting-edge data center technology and construction industry technology to create world-class liquid-cooled solutions for sustainable technology hubs. We not only use renewable energy sources, but also capture the heat that comes off of it to power offices, homes, and city blocks. You can see us at our building Startwell, where we'll be opening our AI lab this fall with our partner NVIDIA, who's also supporting us on this hackathon. And for those who missed yesterday's launch party, we'd like to introduce you to CASSINI, the Competitive Space Startups for Innovation Initiative, started by the European Commission as a broad part an effort in supporting space entrepreneurship for digital and sustainable Europe. The CASSINI Hackathon is the first flagship initiative of the CASSINI Hackathons and Mentoring. They are also working with the Copernicus, Galileo, and Genos to provide Earth observation data and satellite navigation data, as well as expertise from these interesting projects. So let's get started about this first CASSINI Hackathon. It's on digitizing green spaces on the hackathon weekend of June 18th. So what is the topic of digitizing green spaces? Well, for us, we look to see hackers to use geospatial information from Copernicus and positioning technologies from Galileo and Genos to develop innovative solutions that look to digitize our green spaces. European space technologies can help us to access, understand, and protect our nature in many different ways, from monitoring vegetation changes over time, developing green indicators and optimal access routes, as well as many other hosts of areas. For the hackathon weekend, we are looking at solutions to the three challenges: one, discovering your city; staying fit and healthy; protecting our rural areas. So let's dive into what these challenges mean. So our first challenge is discover your city. So green spaces are an important part of urban life and contribute towards a greater biodiversity and better human well-being. So some of the interesting areas to look at is supporting urban planning and real estate developments, discovering green factors contributing to residential life, and promoting ecological sustainability. This challenge is also looking at the Sustainable Development Goal of sustainable cities and communities. So let's look at what the Netherlands is doing that. So what's happening in our ecosystem at the moment that it would be interesting for you to look for solutions on. So recently, Amsterdam announced they want to embrace the donut model to mend a post-corona economy. So the donut model is looking at making sure that people within the city don't fall in the hole of the donut where they're in poverty, but also don't overutilize resources and remain on the donut. So there's a lot of different initiatives the city is looking at, including circular economy and circular productions. So then Amsterdam is fighting back against mass tourism. So another element to looking at discovering your city is ways to reduce tourism within the more intense parts of the city to make sure that the levels of population are distributed better. Amsterdam is also one of the few cities that is going to really face challenges with climate change. So we want to become a climate resilient city. So looking at ways to protecting the city from flooding are definitely a lot of different ways to look at. So heavier rainfall, higher temperatures, rising sea levels. These are all areas that the city of Amsterdam is struggling to face in the coming years. Feel free to check out the Amsterdam Institute, one of our partners, on some of the challenges that they have outlined and projects they're working on to get inspired. And finally, Amsterdam has released their Green Vision for 2050. It outlines quite extensively different areas that they want to focus on, including increasing the number of green spaces, protecting those spaces as well, and making sure that populations have a more green access in the city. So be sure to check these out to help inspire you on what are some of the problems that are happening so you can build the right solution. So challenge 2, staying fit and healthy. So regular exercise and spending time outdoors is one of the most important elements of staying fit and healthy. So to make sure that you're staying fit and healthy, there's a lot of elements that geospatial data can really help with making sure that your air quality is good, the UV exposure isn't too much. So mapping access to green spaces for outdoor activity, forecasting air pollution, such as pollen, nitrogen oxide, and particle matter, and understanding and monitoring UV exposure. This also falls under the Sustainable Development Goal of good health and well-being. So what's happening in the Netherlands then? Well, the Netherlands, as well as other European countries, have signed on to the e-health for the Netherlands. So they'll be opening up data to health patients. This is quite an interesting way to see how you can overlay geospatial data and also health records to see how people are being affected by their environments. In addition, the Netherlands government has aimed to tighten emissions restrictions. So the Clean Air Agreement is been signed on by over 75 cities across the Netherlands, and they're all looking at ways to reduce their emissions, but also they currently not many of the cities have ways to tracking this, where geospatial data can really play a part. So looking at what's happening there will be quite interesting. And finally, the third and final challenge, protecting our rural areas. So open forested green spaces outside urban environments offer many benefits to citizens, from providing people with natural spaces to visit and connect with nature, as well as wildlife conservation and forest health. Our rural environments are vital to creating a sustainable future. So we encourage to dive into the areas of wildlife and ecosystem conservation, ensuring healthy and resilient forests, development of green spaces in underdeveloped areas. This challenge is also addressing the Life on Land Sustainable Development Goal. So be sure to read up on these SDGs to also get a better understanding of the challenges. So again, what is happening in the Netherlands? Well, the city of The Hague has outlined quite extensively the space and mobility visions. So using space technologies to map out how the south of Holland can address protecting their rural areas. The Hague is one of the most green cities and has a lot of protected forests and reservations for the dunes. another half of Amsterdam has a double life. So the city has provided a digital twin that can be accessed for the data sets. So looking at being able to support the city and the rural spaces that are just outside of the city is a great way to look at this challenge. And so that concludes what are some of the challenges that we're looking at. So for the hackathon timeline we have coming up, you're currently in the Big Ideas campaign. There are 4 sessions from the central hub. The launch event was yesterday on May 31st. It was the launch event. They dove in more detail about what is Cassini, what are the challenges they're working on, and why they're doing this. We'll be providing a rewatch link soon. Today, they explored the Copernicus and the Creo DS, the data that is available and the platform that we'll be using for CPU training. You can rewatch this. We'll be sharing that link as a follow-up. And tomorrow, they'll be going through the data and challenges together. This will start at 5 o'clock CET. And on Thursday, June 3rd, they'll be discovering Galileo and Genos, so understanding the navigational data and expertise that is there. For the Netherlands Hub, we are offering 4 sessions as well. So today's info session, explaining a little bit more about the challenges and this hackathon setup. On Thursday, June 3rd, we'll be hosting Applying AI in a hackathon with our head of AI and HPC, David Power. He'll explain the difference between CPU and GPU and how that can help you if you want to build solutions that are more AI heavy. We will be providing additional tools from the central, compared to the central hub, including the CloudLies platform, which provides GPU capabilities. And then on Tuesday, June 8th, we'll be hosting a workshop on NVIDIA's Omniverse for those who are looking at using additional tools for the data that is available. NVIDIA will explain a little bit more about the applications that can be used with Omniverse and have a Q&A session about this. And on June 10th, we have a roundtable with AI and space startups to talk a little bit more about what they use data for, how they use AI, and how they came up with their problem and solution fit. So stay tuned to that session to get inspired, get an understanding of how you should start thinking about the challenges you come up with. So we'll move into the hackathon after the Big Ideas campaign. The weekend will kick off on Friday with the central hub at 6 o'clock. The Netherlands Hub will be offering a design thinking workshop with Daria Naprika from Idea Hackers at 8 o'clock to help you and your team understand problem and solutions so that you can make the best prototype for the pitch sessions at the end of the weekend. On Saturday, the day is really focused on hacking, so working with your teams. We'll have check-ins with your facilitators in the morning and afternoon. We'll have expert checks to make sure that you get the expertise you need. And in the evening, we'll have a pitch workshop with Michael Koken from Son of a Pitch podcast at 6 o'clock to make sure that you have a killer pitch for the award ceremony. On Sunday, we'll have one final facilitator check-in to make sure that you're ready for the pitch session. All participants shall submit their pitch at 2:30 CET, and we'll host our local award show at 4. So you'll be able to see the other pitches that happen, hear the judges' opinions, and we'll announce our winner at 5 o'clock, at 5:30. So, and that will be the winner for the local hackathon. So if your idea is the winner, we have some great local prizes, including NVIDIA's Inception program. It's one of the leading AI accelerator programs. You'll get access to cloud credits from many of its partners discounts on their GPU technology. In addition, EscherCloud will be offering cloud credits as well to the participant. We'll also have a showcase space for the winner of the hackathon at our EscherCloud AI lab. And to celebrate your win, you'll be welcome to host a party for 75 at EscherCloud AI lab. So you'll be able to party with us as a celebration once Corona measures lift. For the winner of the Netherlands Hackathon, they will go on to the Central Hub demo day, and we'll be pitching amongst the other hackathons winners. The top 3 winners will then receive 100 hours of personalized mentoring from the EU Space Agency. So, what are some of the tools you'll be able to use for this hackathon? So there's a lot of things that we have available, but don't you worry, the most important tool that you'll need are our Discord and Krivos. Discord will be used to find your team, ask mentors questions, share your experience with other hackers. It's quite similar to the tool Slack, except you'll also be able to use voice channels, so you can talk with people more easily than just typing to them. Then the CreoDS will be where you can access the pre-processed data and other tools to write your algorithms and run with the CPU technology. Other tools that you'll need for the hackathon are our tool Junction. This is where you'll register your team, read up on the rules of the hackathon. And in this space, the judges will use to judge your pitch. Then we'll be using Eventia like we are right now with the Big Ideas campaign. You'll be able to tune into everything that's happening with the Central Hub and the Netherlands Hub if there's any content provided. Then we have our Cloud Alliance platform. This is access to NVIDIA's GPU technology for more advanced AI trainings. We'll be talking a little bit more about this platform and how you can use it on our Thursday event. And the final tool is the NVIDIA Omniverse. It's a powerful multi-GPU real-time simulation and collaboration platform for 3D production. It's a great opportunity to be able to prototype within the virtual space of the Netherlands, so using the data that we have available. NVIDIA will be showcasing the applications for this technology next Tuesday. So let's talk about the mentors. We have 2 different types of mentors to support you over the hackathon weekend. Facilitators will work with 1 to 2 teams throughout the hackathon to guide them through the process and make sure that they meet their deliverables. So how this will work is we'll match you with a facilitator to support you. So if you already have your idea in mind, we'll match you with a facilitator that not only knows how to do the design thinking and hackathon process, but also might have some expertise in that area. The facilitator will lead you through 3 check-ins to make sure your team stays on track. And they'll support you throughout the whole weekend to finding the right expertise and structuring your design thinking process. Then we also have experts that will be available to support all teams with their area of expertise. So they'll be available to answer your questions and provide insights. How it will work is the experts will be available to provide Saturday and Sunday via Discord. So all you have to do is ask your question with the hashtag of the area of support you need. So if you have questions about using AI, you'll just write your question with the hashtag AI. If you have a question about health or agri or other industry expertise, again, write that area of expertise, and we'll make sure to connect you to the right mentor or expert. And finally, reach out to Maria throughout the hackathon weekend if you're looking for the right expert. So maybe you don't know the right question, but you needed a specific area, she'll make sure to find the right person for you. So who are some of our mentors? We have quite a few mentors available for you throughout the hackathon weekend. We have 3 that are specifically experts. We'll focus on being your expert. One is from NVIDIA, Christian Huda. He is an expert in AI and quantum computing. You can read up about him on our social media, as well as we'll have more information about our mentors and their expertises on Discord. We also have other mentors that are available to provide both expertise and facilitation. So we have a few that have expertise in health. We have a few that have expertise in facilitation in itself, and a lot of other industry expertise. And finally, our workshop providers are here to help you. So they'll not only be providing the workshop, but they'll also be available on Discord for any follow-up questions you have throughout the hackathon weekend. So those are Michael and Daria. So who should join this hackathon? Well, pretty much anyone can join. You don't just need to be a techie. So if you're interested in joining a startup, starting your own business, working on a cool project with others, hackathons are for you. So this could be, your techies. This could be people with a business background. This could be environmentalists that want to change the world. You could be a product or project manager who's ready to structure the whole process and make sure everyone's on board. I could be a student, and you could be an industry expert looking for a team to help support you on solving the right solution. So finding your team. For those who haven't already, join Discord right away. You'll be able to find your team via the channel Find Your Team. The people, be sure to post on there your ideas of what you want to work on and your background, whether or not you have a tech background, a business background, or a specific industry. Post it on there so that you can find the right people. You'll find others who have similar ideas and chat more with them on there. Once you've found at least 2 others to work with you, register your team on Junction. You need a minimum of 3 team members, 1 with a business background and 1 with a tech background, to have a full, complete team. The Cassini team will help create a team channel for you and support with connecting mentors to you to lead up. So make sure you jump on there right away, because you don't want to wait until the 18th to be finding a team and putting it together. So take this time, really think through your ideas, share them with others, and find others that are just as excited as you are. So we hope you'll join our movement in digitizing green spaces and accelerating green AI. If you have any questions, feel free to join us on Discord. We're there to answer any of your questions, whether it be questions about the hackathon, finding a team, or specific problems in the ecosystem that you can be solving. Thank you so much. It looks like we are just at the end of today's session. Have a great day. We'll be sure to follow up with you soon. This will also be posted on social media, and we'll share the video shortly. Have a great day.